According to a 2021 Integrity Commission report, over 13,000 declarations were not filed by Jamaican public servants. Clear Insight explores these details and much more. Thanks for joining us.
All right, everybody, ready to dive in. Today, we're tackling statutory declarations in Jamaica. And I know, it doesn't sound like a thriller. But trust me, it gets interesting. We've got our hands on a juicy report went straight to the Jamaican Parliament back in November 2021. It's all about the status of these declarations, and it comes directly from the Integrity Commission. Talk about insider info, right? So before we get lost in the weeds, what are these declarations even about?
Well, it's all about keeping things transparent in government, right? Making sure those in public office are playing by the rules, being upfront about their finances, that sort of thing.
Right, so no funny business going on. It's about public trust, knowing that officials are serving the people, not their own wallets.
Exactly. And that's where the Integrity Commission steps in. They're the ones who take these declarations, look them over, investigate anything fishy. They're the watchdogs, making sure everything's above board.
And what are watchdogs dig up in this report?
Yeah.
Anything eye-catching?
Oh, you bet. For starters, as of September 2021, the compliance rate for these declarations was, well, let's just say it left something to be desired.
Oh, how bad are we talking?
Just under 67%, meaning over 13,000 declarations were just MIA, out there somewhere.
13,000.
Yeah.
That's not just a few folks forgetting to file their paperwork. That's a whole lot of potential for, well, let's just say it, corruption.
Exactly. And it's not just about missing a deadline, is it? It makes you wonder, what are they hiding? And that erodes public trust, Makes people wonder who they can really rely on.
Right. If those in charge aren't being straight, what does that say about the whole system?
Exactly. But from the looks of this report, the commission isn't letting it slide. Not one bit.
Oh, they've thrown the book at them.
They're getting serious, that's for sure. They're putting together prosecution files for those who haven't complied.
Whoa, okay. No more slaps on the wrist.
They're putting some teeth into it, showing they mean business.
And here's what I find really interesting. They're not just pointing fingers, The commission, they're actually offering up solutions.
Oh, absolutely. They're not just highlighting the problems, they're putting forward some concrete steps to address them.
Like what? What are they suggesting?
Well, a big one is amending the actual declaration form itself. They've got a whole section in this report outlining proposed changes.
Interesting. So tweaking the rules of the game to make it tougher to, well, cheat.
Exactly. They're closing loopholes, shining a light on the sneaky stuff that's been happening. It's pretty impressive, actually.
All right, walk me through it. What kind of loopholes are we talking about?
Well, think about it. Financial transactions, they can get complicated. You've got nominees being used in property deals.
Nominees, meaning?
Someone's name is on the deed, but they're not the real owner. Just a front.
Sneaky.
Right. Or people stashing money in those offshore tax havens. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah, classic. But surely they're not seeing that kind of thing in Jamaica, are they?
Oh, it's definitely there. And it's not just fancy offshore stuff either. The report even talks about money being laundered through businesses, everyday businesses.
Wait, really? Like what, your local grocery store?
I'm talking car dealerships, law firms, even gas stations.
Wow. So they're using these businesses to clean dirty money.
Exactly. It's a way to blend it in with legitimate income, make it harder to trace.
Sounds like the commission has got their work cut out for them.
They do, but these proposed amendments, they show they're paying attention, they're adapting.
So what exactly are they changing on these forms? Give me the highlights.
Well, for starters, they're asking for maiden names.
Maiden names. Now that's interesting. Whose maiden name?
Both the person declaring and their spouse.
Ah, okay. So not just about the money trail then, but also uncovering those family ties, right?
Exactly. They're looking for those connections, those potential conflicts of interest that might not be immediately obvious.
Makes sense. Family businesses, favors, that sort of thing.
Precisely. And they're expanding the net, too. They want details about children over 18. Again, it's about those hidden networks, the potential for conflicts.
So they're really trying to make it impossible to hide those connections. No more flying under the radar.
You got it. And it's not just family connections they're digging into. They're also going deeper on financial holdings.
Oh, even more. What else were they looking at?
They're specifically asking about cryptocurrency.
Crypto, huh? Figures it would come up. It's the Wild West out there in the digital world.
Tell me about it. Tracking those transactions, it's a nightmare. But the commission's not shying away from it.
Good. Someone's got to keep an eye on the digital gold rush.
Right. They're acknowledging that it's out there, that it can be used for shady stuff.
So they're putting everyone on notice. We're watching you.
Exactly. And get this, they're also addressing beneficial ownership of properties.
Beneficial ownership, now that's a tricky one. So we're talking about situations where someone's pulling the strings, but their name's not on the paperwork.
Precisely. They might not legally own the asset, but they're the ones really calling the shots.
And the commission wants to know who those puppet masters are.
You got it. They're trying to cut through those layers of obfuscation, get to the real story.
No more hiding behind shell companies and fancy legal maneuvers.
Exactly. And to top it all off, they're also asking about government contracts.
Makes sense. See if there are any personal interests tangled up in those deals.
Right. It's all about connecting those dots. Did someone benefit personally from a decision they made in their official capacity?
Like a giant game of Clue following the money trail.
That's a great way to put it. And the commission wants to make sure they have all the pieces of the puzzle.
So they can paint a clear picture of what's really going on.
Exactly. No more shadows, no more secrets, just transparency and accountability.
Music to my ears. Well, there you have it, folks. We've gone deep on statutory declarations in Jamaica. We've seen the good, the bad, and the solutions in the works. And while it might not be the sexiest topic, it's crucial stuff.
Couldn't agree more. It's the foundation of a functioning democracy. Transparency, accountability, it all comes back to trust.
Trust in those we elect to represent us, to make decisions that benefit everyone, not just themselves.
Exactly.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. What questions would you be asking if you were a member of Parliament during that session? Something to chew on. Until next time, keep asking those tough questions and keep diving deep.
Stay informed, stay empowered. Like, share, and subscribe to Clear Insight Reports for content that brings clarity to complex and extensive reports.